Hello everyone, habari ya jioni kwa wale ambao watatutazama na kwa wale ambao labda watatutazama baada ya kipindi. Kwa kipindi chetu cha leo, niko na ndugu zangu wawili ambao tutajaribu kuzungumzia yale ambayo yanachipuka kisiasa na vile vile matukio mbalimbali katika sehemu ambazo tunazo habari. Kwa saa hizi, wacha nichukue nafasi hii nimkaribishe ndugu yangu Msimamo aseme jambo la kusalimia wale ambao wanatutazama, kisha baadaye Migunda atamfuata, ndio sasa tuanze kikao. Asante sana.
Asante sana ndugu yangu Benson kwa nafasi hii. Kwanza nimshukuru Mungu kwa kuweza kutunemesha tena kukutana papa hapa. Hiyo ni shukrani kubwa haswa kwa Mwenyezi Mungu kutujalia haswa hiyo nafasi, lakini vile vile pia nianze kwa kumsalimia ndugu yangu hapa Miguda, lakini na wale mashabiki wetu ambao wanatufuatilia popote walipo, kwamba tumerudi tena papa hapa kuliendeleza hili ambalo linatija kwa ajili ya taifa letu. Kwa maana hiyo hatutachoka kusema na vinywa havitafungwa mpaka pale pindi tutaweza kusikizwa kama wananchi na kuona kwamba taifa linaelekea kuliko. Ni sina mengi haswa, ni kuwakaribisha kwa moyo mkunjufu, na nichukue nafasi hii pia kumpa mwenzangu hapa paneli mwenzangu hapa Miguda, naye pia asalimie, lakini ni kuwakaribisha wale wote ambao wanatufuatilia, lakini kikubwa zaidi tunaweza like na pia kusubscribe kwa ajili ya kuweza kukipa mbavu haswa kipindi. Asante.
Asante sana ndugu yangu Miguda, we uko na lipi ya kusema?
Asante sana kakangu. Mimi naye sina mengi sana ya kusema, ni tu kwanza kabisa nishukuru Mola kwa siku hii, na vile vile pia nitume salamu zangu kwako na kwa ndugu yangu Msimamo, na kwa wale wenzetu ambao wanatazama katika kipindi hiki, na pia kuwakaribisha nyinyi wote ili tujadiliane kuhusu nchi yetu na mabadiliko. Natumai ya kwamba tutakuwa na mazungumzo bora. Karibuni nyinyi wote.
Asante sana kwa hayo maoni yenu na hata salamu ambao umefikishia wale ambao wanatutazama na wale ambao watakuja kututazama baadaye. Naweza sema ni jioni njema kwangu mimi, nadhani natumai pia ni jioni njema kwenyu, kwa sababu Mungu ametupatia uhai ili tukuje hapa tuzungumze. Kuna mengi ambao tunaweza sema leo, habari zikianzia. Labda tuwe Miguda, kwa sababu utakuwa ni mtu ambaye atatupatia habari kamili sana sana kuhusu vita ambayo kilitokea baina ya gavana wa Migori Ochila Yako na Mheshimiwa Masara ilipokuwa katika matanga hapo. Hebu tuambie imekuwa vipi na maviongozi, mbona kupigana kwa matanga wakati ambapo mtu anapatiwa heshima zake za mwisho?
Si jambo mema kakangu, kwamba unapata viongozi wa eneo bunge na gavana wa county wanavutana mashati, wanapigana mbele ya wananchi, haswa kwa matanga. Na pale walikuwa wanapigana ilikuwa matanga ya yule marehemu, alikuwa mtoto mchanga. Na ni tu mambo tu kidogo, unapata ya kwamba kuna yule ambaye alikuwa anauliza gavana ampeleka pesa wapi ya wananchi. Pesa ambayo anafaa kufanyia wananchi amechukua kaweka kwa mfuko yake ya kibinafsi. Hapo hapo gavana alishindwa kujibu hayo maswali na akajifanya mnyonge, akajifanya mpole na mvutano ikaanza. Na isitoshe, unapata baada ya kuvutana mashati na kugombana kati yao wenyewe, baadaye wafuasi wao wakaanza kupigana pale popote walikuwepo. katika eneo jiji, katika eneo mbalimbali. Unapata kwamba unatafuta tu yule mfuasi wa gavana na mfuasi wa mbunge, wanapigana tu kwa wao wenyewe tu. Wengine wamedungwa visu, wengine wamejeruhiwa, wengine vile vile pia magari zao zimepigwa mawe, na mpaka sasa hivi nikiongea na wewe kuna wale wenye wakatika hospitali, na nimeona pia gavana amekimbilia katika kituo cha polisi na kupiga ripoti, na pale pia kupeleka malalamishi yake ya kwamba alivamiwa na mbunge. Mpaka sasa hivi tunangoja tu mkondo wa sheria, na pia tunangoja wale wanaohusika katika usalama kutuhakikishia kwamba wale ambao wamejeruhiwa na vile vile pia wale ambao walikuwa wanaleta vurugu na fujo, kina nani watakamatwa, kina nani watashtakiwa, na kina nani watahukumiwa kwa matokeo kama hayo. Sasa mimi ningependa tu kusema tu si jambo nzuri ukipata kama viongozi wanapigana wao wenyewe. Juu unapata wananchi walichukua sheria kwa mikononi mwao, na wao pia vile vile wakaanza kupigana wao kwa wenyewe. So unapata watu wengi wameumia, na pia pengine unapata hata mtu mmoja za kufa ama watu za kufa juu pengine mtu anaweza enda hospitali lakini baadaye akufe. Sasa ningependa tu kukemea hayo maneno, na viongozi kama ni viongozi lazima ujue kwamba tuko na pahali pa kuuliza maswali. Tuko na pahali pa kuuliza maswali. Kwa mfano, unaweza uliza maswali katika county assembly, unaweza uliza maswali katika bunge, unaweza uliza maswali katika senate. Vile vile unaweza uliza maswali kwa njia mingi, lakini pahali pa matanga ambao wale familia ambao wamehofiwa wanaombolezwa, si pahali pa kuuliza maswali, na pia si pahali pa uwanja wa kisiasa.
Asante sana ndugu yangu kwa ripoti murwa sana sana kutoka eneo la Migori, lakini kuhusiana na jambo ambalo ama hilo tukio si mara ya kwanza sana sana inampata Mheshimiwa Ochila yako sana sana ana Mheshimiwa Masara. Hawa ni watu ambao wameshusha sana hadhi ya uongozi. Unapata kwamba wana ubinadamu. Mimi naweza sema hivyo kwamba kwa nini nasema wana ubinadamu? Kwa sababu kama we ni binadamu ambayo ako na akili timamu, si vyema wakati ambapo watu wanapatiana salamu za mwisho ama heshima za mwisho kwa watu wao unakuja kuleta vurugu, kwa sababu mimi najua bila kubatisha kwamba wakati ambapo walikuwa wanakuja kufariji familia ama pia kukuwa miongoni ya watu ambao walikuwa waenda kupatiana heshima za mwisho, walikuwa najua kipi kitajiri na walijitayarisha vizuri, na ndio maana walikuja na wafuasi wao. Unapata kwamba mtu amebeba vitu kama unasema visu na vitu ambazo kilitokea, ni kwamba watu wanajua vizuri kwamba wakiendea maeneo kama hayo kitu ambacho kitatokea ni vita. Na kama we ni kiongozi ambaye anaheshimu ama kiongozi ambaye anapenda imani ama amani, naweza sema, mbona sasa usisusie tu useme kwamba utume hata mwakilishi wako useme kwamba mimi kama gavana sikupata nafasi, gavana wetu hakupata nafasi ya kufika, lakini ametuma rambirambi zake. Vile vile na mheshimiwa mbunge pia angetuma mwakilishi wake, ndio familia wakuwe na muda mwafaka wa kupatiana heshima za mwisho kwa mwanao ama kwa mtu wao ama kwa mpenda wao. Mimi nakumbuka kabla sijapatiana rafiki yangu msimamo pia labda aseme 2-3 kwa hayo. Nakumbuka kuna wakati ambapo walikuwa nazika huko sehemu za Uriri constituency. Kulitokea vurugu baina ya Mheshimiwa Ochila yako and Mark Nyamita, na ukiona hizo kanda, yani unaona kwamba kwa kweli uongozi haina hadhi. Uongozi ambao sisi tuko nayo ni uongozi, naweza sema ni uongozi wa ghasia. Unapata kama viongozi ambao sisi tuko nao, naweza sema kwamba wanafanya vizuri katika ghasia. Sana sana katika maendeleo ni nadra sana upate kwamba wanafanya. Na hiyo ndio imekuwa mtindo wao, na hiyo bado itakuwa mtindo wao, kwamba wanaonyeshana ubabe si kwa mawazo nzuri ama kutatua yale ambao yanamkabili mwananchi wa kawaida ama yale ambao mwananchi wa kawaida anapitia tatizo, lakini sana sana unapata kwamba wanafanya vizuri katika ubabe, kupigana. Wafuasi wao vile vile pia ni watu ambao wako katika mazingira hayo, kwamba mimi nikikutana na mfuasi wa Mark Nyamita na mimi ni mfuasi wa Ochila yako, mimi hatutashindana kwa hoja, lakini tutashindana kuona kwamba nani atakufa wa kwanza ama nani atapata kujeruhiwa wa kwanza. Hiyo ndio kitu ambacho labda wanasherekea sana, na hiyo ndio nilikuwa nasema hapo awali kwamba kiongozi ama viongozi wetu wameshusha sana chini hadhi ya uongozi. Sidhani kama hii itaitwa uongozi, labda hao wenyewe wanajua. Ndugu yangu msimamo.
Asante ndugu yangu Benson na ndugu yangu Miguda hapa, lakini pia niwasalimie wale ambao wametujiunga nasi na upande ule wa comment, kama Kawa, kama Dawa, Brenda na kuna Paul Siang ambaye hawa wanawakilisha vyema upande huu, wapokeza msimamo. Ndivyo nianze langu la ufunguzi. Naungana na kakangu Miguda kwamba na mimi nalaani haswa haya makonde yaliyotokea machoni kwa wananchi, machoni kwa waombolezaji, lakini vile vile katika kiwiliwili cha ule mwenda zake ambaye ni kijana mdogo. So huzuni haikuwepo, simanzi hazikuwepo, lakini pia roho ya kufariji haikuwepo katika hawa viongozi, na si jambo la mbolea kwangu, kwa sababu kiongozi ndio jicho la wale anaowaongoza, na akiwa jicho, basi kimtazamo wangu nao lazima aishi katika maadili. Ukikosa maadili, basi ni sifa mojawapo ambayo inakushusha hadhi kama kiongozi. So kuna maadili ambayo unajifundisha lipi la kuweza kuongea. Kama una dukuduku lakini unataka kumpiga mwenzako jiwe, zipo lugha tunazisikia za kisiasa, mtu anabandika lakini na yule pia anapata nafasi ya kupangua kivyake. Hiyo ni kawaida, ni kama jambo la lipo, lakini sio hivyo sasa hivi.
No.
Hizi lugha ambazo zilikuwa zinatumika na kina mzee wetu Raila, maana Raila alikuwa hawezi kufesi hivi na hivi na hivi, anaweza bandika kitendawili Itega, alafu mwisho wa siku hilo jambo unakuta kumbe ilikuwa limelenga hapa. So hiyo ndio lugha ambayo tunafaa tumefundishwa na hawa viongozi tuwe nayo. So hata kama nina yangu ya kuuliza maswali, lakini naweza atafutia mahali mwisho wa siku ukajigundua ni mimi, lakini bila kukuchokoza, bila kukunyanyua, na ukweli ukakuwa umebaki masikioni manini mwa watu wangu. Huo ndio ubabe. Lakini ubabe wa sasa hivi sio huo, kwa sababu tumeona matukio mengi katika mazishi. Na sasa hivi mazishi mengi yamekuwa ni ulingo wa kisiasa, yameruhusiwa mwanzo wa kiongozi wa taifa mpaka kwa hao wengine wote. Yani sasa hivi mazishi ni ulingo wa kisiasa. Hakuna mazishi Kenya hii ambayo siasa inatembezwa hapo. Na alafu sasa unakuta maneno wanaogombana sometimes. Unakumbuka hili nalikumbuka yale makonde ya Arati na Osoro, kama tunakumbuka. Unaona watu wanalimana peupe, na wengi ambao wanapigana tukifuatilia sio watu yao ni kinyume tena, mara nyingi huwa ni kwenye mazishi. Kwa hivyo huwa nalaani haswa, naungana na ndugu yangu hapa kwamba haswa kwa yale ambao wafuasi sasa, kibaya zaidi hili lao limeenda mno. Unajua bora wangelimana makonde, ile mwingine akawa chini, mwingine juu, miguu juu, tukajua pia mume nani hapo. Alafu kila mtu akachukua koti lake akakukuta vumbi, alafu akatafuta mahali akakaa. Lakini kibaya kinachonikera mimi ambacho nalaani vikali ni cha wafuasi kwa wafuasi, watu innocent ambao sasa mwisho wa siku wanachinjana, na ndio mwisho wa siku wao ndio wanategemewa kutafuta kande jioni. Watu wale wao ndio wanategemewa watoto waende shule, na wamelimana makondo, matia na visu. Alafu mwisho wa siku mkubwa yule alomng'ang'ania yeye anakula baga, watoto wanachukuliwa na gari nzuri likipelekwa shule wakirejeshwa, alafu wanaenda mahospitali tofauti. Sometimes hii nayo ni mno kwa wafuasi wetu, kuwapa matumaini kupitiliza, kuwapika visivyo, misimamo ambayo na misingi ambayo sio. Kwa hiyo mimi nalaani kabisa, nasema hakukuwa na ukomavu wa uongozi na ni utoto, na ingekuwa zama zetu zile ulikuwa tukanyani sisi kwenye kuchunga bwana, ukiangusha tunawacha mnapigana makonde. Sisi tuko hapa kando kando, tunahakikisha hakuna mtu anaingia hapo, tunatafuta mume ni nani. So hao wangepata vichwa maji wakatolewa kwanza, wakazingirwa, wakalalema na makonde, alafu tukajua nani bibi. Lakini kwa la kumaliza kabisa, tunaishi katika nchi ya sheria, so nadhani sheria itafanya mkondo wake na kila mtu atajieleza kipi kimejiri, nani ameanza mwenzake, ili haki haswa ikapata kutendeka. Asante, mimi nitamalizia kwa hapo kaka.
Asante sana. Unajua, Miguda amesema kwamba kuna sehemu ambazo labda zimetengwa maalum labda kuuliza kiongozi hichi na hichi. Ni vizuri, inanikumbusha kuna siku moja nilikuwa naongea na bwana fulani, akaniambia ukitaka kunitongoza, alikuwa anasema ukitaka kunitongoza tumia njia nzuri ya kunitongoza. Kama nanuka mkwapa, niambie kwanza, bwana we unanuka mkwapa, chukua sabuni kaoge. Unatumia lugha mzuri, si kwa dharau. Kama mheshimiwa sana sana Masara alikuwa naona kwamba mheshimiwa Chila yako afanyi kazi ambayo inafaa, kuna njia mengi ama njia mingi ambazo unaweza tumia kuhakikisha kwamba umepata jibu sawa, kwa sababu sehemu ambayo alikuwa anahutubia ama sehemu ambayo alikuwa anauliza swali kama hayo haikukuwa sahihi. Hapa tumekuja kupatiana heshima za mwisho kwa familia, lakini unapata kwamba tunaleta mambo za siasa, kwa sababu unapata mara mingi maviongozi huwa wanajua sana sana kutumia hisia za watu, kwa sababu unabebesha hisia za watu ndio watu wafanye jambo ambalo haifai wafanye. Tusemi kwamba alifanya kitu kibaya kuuliza kwamba pesa zetu ziko wapi. Alifanya jambo nzuri, lakini alifanya maeneo gani? Ni maeneo sahihi ya kuuliza swali kama hayo? Hiyo ndio jambo ambalo labda tu au maviongozi nawaambia kitu ambacho maviongozi wetu wametuangusha sana ni kwamba hawajawahi sana sana kupatiana hadhi uongozi. Ni kwamba uongozi ambao wanatupatia ni uongozi duni ambao unapata mara mingi inatawaliwa na ghasia na kupoteza maisha. Mavijana wengi kabisa wamepoteza maisha zao kwa hizi siasa ambao tunaona, ambapo ukiweza kuweka idadi ya mavijana ambao wamepoteza maisha yao kwa hizi ghasia, watu wakienda kwa matanga ama labda watu wameenda, ni wengi kuliko kazi ambao hao viongozi wametenga, ama labda kazi ambao wanaweza kwamba sema kwamba tumetengeneza kazi ambazo zinaweza ajiri mavijana. Unapata kwamba mavijana wengi wamepoteza maisha zao kushinda zile nafasi za ya kuajiri mavijana ambao labda wao wanaweza sema kwamba tumetengeneza. So unapata kwamba hiyo sio uongozi ambayo sana sana inaona kwamba inashinda kwa njia ya ubabe na ghasia, watu kukufa, watu kuingia hospitali. Na unapata pia hawa watu wameenda hospitali, wataenda pale, utapata kwamba zile huduma ambazo walikuwa wanafaa wapate hawawezi pata. Na watu wagani ambao wamesababisha hiyo au kupigana? Ni hao maviongozi ambao wamepatiwa nyadhifa ama wamepatiwa jukumu kuhakikisha kwamba hao watu wakienda hospitali wasikose madawa, na utapata wameenda huko hawakupata madawa. Unajua, na hata leo bahati mbaya, labda tu spole tu niwaarifu, niliona habari ambayo ilikuwa inatatanisha sana kule Busia, sijui Busia hospital, hiyo hospitali kubwa ya Busia. Kuna mgonjwa, mimi nakwambia kuna vitu ambazo zinafanyika hii nchi, saa zingine unauliza kama kuna viongozi kweli. Kule Busia niliona video fulani na kama ni kweli, labda mtu ambaye anatoka Busia anatusikiliza anaweza tuelezea kwamba kweli kuna mgonjwa ambaye alienda kupata matibabu, alienda asubuhi. Sasa yeye kuenda asubuhi, kawaida akaambiwa kwamba tutanyunyuza hii damu yako, tuende tukapime tujue ni nini ambacho kinaendelea. Kutokea asubuhi mpaka saa 9 huyu jamaa kupata mambo yote, mpaka jamaa kazimia pale pale waiting bench. Sasa swali ni je, kama mtu amekuja, ni jambo la kwanza kama hospitali ni kuangalia maisha ya watu ambao wamekuja kutafuta matibabu, inaweza saidiwa vipi? Mtu amekuja mgonjwa, ndio umepima, lakini kuna ile tunaita huduma ya kwanza, tunaita first aid. And when you're doing first aid, the main aim for the first aid ya huduma ya kwanza ni to make sure you stabilize the patient before the main treatment. But just imagine somebody comes to the hospital at around morning. This person stays in the bench until he loses his life. And it is normal for them. So I don't know whether to blame the doctors at that particular hospital, or I don't know whether to blame the leadership of Busia. I don't know where the blame should be. So those are some of the things that we are just calling out. It is very unfair for Kenyans, especially if you go in the hospital just to get services and you end up losing your life, not because you can lose your life now, because somebody did not do his due diligence jobs. Because every time you have to be proactive. And how you become proactive? If somebody comes that, and even if you're not a doctor, you can just see from the look of things. And you would say that this person, the way I'm seeing it, him or her, he's not in a very good condition. And what do I have to do as a person or as a doctor? Let me stabilize the person as we still wait for the result. But this one, and remember, the result did not come out until he died. So what do you want to tell me? Thank you so much, everyone. This is Brother Benson. And let's jump to the discussion of today. We have few that we want to talk about here. First, Edwin Sifuna today responded to Oburu. The same time, the tribunal holds Edwin Sifuna removal of Secretary General of the ODM party. They went to court, and now, as it stands, Edwin Sifuna has got court injunction, so still it means Edwin Sifuna is still the party Secretary General. There's another news coming from the courts, especially in Embu. Embu court dismisses petition against Mbeere North MP Wamudende over deposit failure. That is also something that is happening. The Embu court struck out the petition by Julieta Karigi Githungu and Patrick Gitonga Githoni, ruling incompetent for not paying the required Kenya shillings 500,000 security deposit within 10 days. Justice Richard Mwongo ordered them to cover 800 in cost to Wamudende. Hapa Wamudende amepata 800,000 hapa kwa urahisi sana. And the National Assembly Speaker Wamudende, who won the November 2027 general by election with 15,802 votes to runner-up Newton Kariuki Ndwiga with the 15,308, called it a victory for Mbeere North voters. A second petition by Kariuki advances to March 9th hearing. So I think like there's also another hearing that is coming. That's okay. Okay, this is also the 60 kilometers Rironi Naivasha section of Nairobi Nakuru Mau Summit Highway will open late August, part of 170 kilometers upgrade launched by President William Ruto in November 2025. The contractor will wrap up with 24 work gags next month to hit the deadline, turning the congested single carriageway into 4 lanes, while the full projects aim to for lane 6 by June 2027. It will operate in toll road with free alternative, promising safe travel, jobs, and faster trade to Uganda, Rwanda, and all that. So That is also something that is news that we can talk about. That there's this issue to do with the Pochi la Biashara, and this is um what happened in Safaricom, but I don't know what is this. I don't know whether you saw what happened yesterday when President was in the northeastern. Some breads were thrown at. They threw some bread, and when he was doing his um, uh, Nyota Fund, somebody here by the name Master Desh. Mr. Ruto, why can't you find yourself a job abroad and let Kenyans elect someone who will create for them at home? Okay. Hao ni watu wetu wa Twitter. So that is what is there. And also Sifuna still insisting that the only reason why he was expelled from the party is because he's not supporting President William Ruto. So let me take this opportunity again and maybe to give Miguda to weigh his thoughts on what the press by Sifuna today, and also the presence of Winnie Odinga in that camp. What message does it send? Miguda, please.
Okay, I also saw a certain young man who approached Mr. President from behind when he was addressing the public, and the ADC of the president almost rescued Mr. Ruto. Have you seen that clip?
Yes, I saw it.
Okay, so someone was also tweeting that that young man almost saved the entire country. Anyway, I just want to say, by first, Sifuna, it is ordinary. It is, Bro Benson, you can mute.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I can say traditionally, it's very much proper that when he was ousted by the NEC committee, it is proper for him to respond. He can decide to respond verbally or impartially, but all in all, he had to respond to the decision. That's the proper thing to do. When we had him responding today in the morning,
Hii
it is
sauti
very
ya kaka sipati vizuri, ndugu yangu, upande wangu
bado nanipata ama bado niko chini, niko sawa sasa?
kidogo hapo, shikilia hapo kidogo tusikize.
Okay. I started my statement by saying it is always proper for someone to respond, because when he was relieved by NEC, there were some citations that maybe he has been alleged of contradicting the statements which has been arrived by the NEC going forward. Therefore, he was also accused of certain action. People expected him to respond, and he responded also pointing reasons why NEC arrived into that decision. By one, he said that the major reason why the NEC decided to relieve him unconstitutionally is because he has refused to support William Ruto, and he has made it very clear that he is not going to vote for him. They are coercing him to support William Ruto, with which, if he fails to do so, they cannot allow him to hold positions into their party. The response are very clear. Later they moved to court. The tribunal also halt the removal of Edwin Sifuna as the SG for ODM, citing that it was not properly conducted in accordance to the rule. When you saw faces from the daughter of late Raila Amolo Odinga, when you saw that face of Winnie Odinga, to me, Winnie Odinga is communicating to the public that this is the right man who is being crucified here because of his stand. And if my father could be alive today, we could be here in this press, not on the other side. I'm entitled to my opinion. I want to state the following without any fear or contradiction. I believe that there might be issues with ODM, but I believe that there's a problem. The ODM of Junet Mohammed it has been bought. It is not the ODM of Raila Odinga, because the person making the decision right now is the current president. He's making the decision of deciding who to become the SG, who not to become. He's making a decision on how to convene a NEC meeting. He's making a decision on how to kick people out, because anybody who's having contrary opinion, not supporting the current regime, has been shown the red flag. To me, that is a very persuasive move to me, that it is not being controlled by the NEC. It is being controlled by somebody somewhere else. But things are still okay. 27 next month, there will be NDC. If they call it or not, we don't know. But the struggle must continue. Like I told you yesterday, all these are just political witch hunt. People have been there before, but we know the end game. The current people who are chasing Sifuna, very soon they will shun the door. Like I've told you currently, of late, you have not seen the Kikuyu lawmaker on the limelight. He's missing in action. But some months ago, he was the person defending Kasongo. It's very clear that Gachagua also defended Kasongo. Today Gachagua is out. What makes you think that the Wanga team will not be shown the door? Just a matter of time, they will be shown the door, but the new team that is going to group against this current regime are going to be the darling of the people. I want to maintain my statement that personally, I don't have any issue with the two teams, but there are things that must be said clear. And I want to say this today. If you look at the ODM Junet, they are attacking Uhuru Kenyatta of previous election. I have a simple question to ask. Sifuna was kicked out because he has made a decision not to support William Ruto. Instead of attacking Sifuna on those issues, they are now attacking Uhuru Kenyatta. But the UDA members of parliament, or the Rift Valley members of parliament, they are not attacking Uhuru Kenyatta. Why do they want to bring enmity between ODM and Uhuru Kenyatta? You know, when you attack Uhuru Kenyatta, you attack a certain community at large. When you talked about ODM, you refer to a certain community at large. This issue of bringing enmity between two communities at the benefit of the president, that one will not work, because what is the agenda of Uhuru Kenyatta in removal of Edwin Sifuna? And if that is the case, must Uhuru Kenyatta be at the agenda for the ODM rally? Because today the entire rally was about Uhuru Kenyatta. Why can't UDA members attack Uhuru Kenyatta? Why can't Rift Valley members attack Uhuru? They want to use ODM, but I'm glad because it's Junet who was attacking Uhuru Kenyatta. So Junet is hiding to be from that community where ODM is having majority of the members of parliament, but he is not. So when he's attacking the former president of the previous actions. What is this that they are trying to show us? That there is a beef between the community A and B and the people who have been attacking a shower of tribalism. Why do they want to manufacture an non-existing enmity between these two communities? Because for one person to benefit, we must look things beyond what is there, because that is my view. You are being used, you are being commanded that when you arrange your rally, this is your agenda. Because they know very well the young turks will not discuss the agenda being manufactured from State House. So they have decided to use the people who are weak to do so. So that's my worry, because they are trying to create enmity between communities, which they non-existing. Because right now, the ODM, where ODM is dominant, is not producing presidential candidates. And from the look of things, the other side also might decide not to produce a presidential candidate in the running mate. But they want to make it a local war between these two communities for them to thrive. People should not thrive by bringing Kenyans into chaos or into wars, which is non-existence. Because you can't bring two people into war, even if Uhuru did so. How is it now making sense today that Raila is no more? Uhuru is not the president. How is he going to influence 2027? Because Uhuru is not holding power, Raila is not contesting for the presidency. And even if Uhuru remains Raila before, how is it now making sense in the forthcoming election? So these are just stupid politics. Non-existent war you want to bring to divide the community so that you can thrive when these people are into wrangles. If you are a person being directed and getting instructions to do so or to play such politics, then you are not a leader. The next thing you should be shown by the people is you should not be re-elected back to the August House. So I want to conclude by saying that Sifuna remains SG as per the constitution, as per the court, but as per the action and movement, the Oburu wing has moved on. They don't recognize him as the SG. So we just have to live with the reality and move. But most importantly, you have asked me about the issue of Winnie Odinga. Winnie Odinga, to me, it is very now open that the people he can trust and work with going forward is the Sifuna team, not the other team, because they don't have the people. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Miguda, for that submission. I can also see Mr. Joseph. I've also received a message from Gypsy Con. He's watching. He will be back soon. Before even I invite Musimamo to say and Joseph to say a wonderful thing, one thing that the wing of Oburu Odinga has to deal with, because they're doing things in hurry and they do not have proper messaging. And countless times they've contradicted, especially Oburu have contradicted his statements several times, and that one would give you a view that things are being done in a hurry, such that they do not have even time to discuss the issues or issues that they want to do. For instance, I want just to point out, if you're very keen, yesterday when he was addressing the about Oburu talked about their win was stolen. The victory of ODM was stolen. Who stole the victory of ODM? He talked about the victory of ODM was stolen. So my question would be, and that's why I tell you that he has to get like people who should assist him, especially when it comes to communication, so that he can communicate. Because like he's keep on sending mixed signals, then in that process alone, that same minute, he says that he says that the Azimio, that Azimio is a long time. We left Azimio a long time ago, and Azimio is dead. Then in the same time, he says that Uhuru cannot make decision in Azimio without ODM. But in first your statement, you say that you left. Yeah. Then again, you say that ODM is the most important party in Azimio. So and he say that he talks again that in the near future they will be exiting Azimio. So those kind of contradictions. The other day he promised, or he said, declare that they're not going for the deputy president position, and then again he changes that. So that kind of like mixed signals. It tells you that the things they were doing was in hurry. Again, look at the press that they had yesterday. You could see when you are going to do presser, you have to make sure that all your written documents are with you by the time you go on air, or by the time you start to do your press. Remember how many minutes did they wait, especially for the written presser to be brought? And even they were asking for laptop, and Gladys Wanga had to come in and kind of like talk then before then SG talked up. There was that kind of confusion, but that is not the case. And today's presser, there are so many things that we learned. First of all, it tells you even the trustees of the party were not agreeing on the decision that was taken, because they were pushing for more time so that negotiation can be done to bridge the gap of these two warring partners, especially the ODM. You might call it A and B, depending from which one, that is one. Secondly, it also emerged today that the decision that is being done by Oburu, according to Ostosi, these are not their decision. The decision is coming from State House, because that is according to Ostosi. He said that, okay, when they had a meeting, Oburu came with Junet, and they discussed and they agreed, okay, now we have to give ourselves time so that mediation should continue to bridge the gap that is between the party members. But in the same breath, immediately after leaving the meeting, they went to State House. The following day, they were in Mombasa. So it tells you that from Ososi, it means all the directive or everything that is happening from the State House. And if you want to look at this journey of ODM, where the things now seems not to be adding up, is about everything from the time installation of the Right Honorable Prime Minister. For the time of installation of Oburu Odinga, to the time when even now they've made that NEC resolution. There are so many red gaps or red flags that everybody can point out, and it seems that all is not well. And for them going forward, I think I tend to agree also with what everybody's saying, that ODM is dead, because I don't see it coming back. Hey, Mr. Joseph, how are you doing?
Yes, hello, Brother Benson. Can you hear me?
Very clear. How is your evening, your day, your night, depending from where you are listening?
Yeah, my day has been good. I'm fine. I think Miguda is talking like somebody who's already beaten. I don't know why he sounds so low. Maybe he's tired.
I'm a champion.
I hope he's not beaten down. I want to first say hi to Judith. So alikuwa ameniambia hi there.
Yeah.
So, and everybody who is watching. As an analyst, maybe of politics, I love so much to delve deeper and to understand from other analysts also and other people, so that I can be able to get my analysis kicked off well. Yesterday, I was listening to some analysis that was being done by a certain guy. I will not name his name, maybe because of either issues, maybe copyright or something.
Yes.
And he was talking about how ODM is going to be finished by 7th May. And certainly it is showing what he was saying, because he was saying that he has predicted so many things and they have come to life. And one of the things that he was saying is that you cannot be saying you're going to negotiate for anything and already you are inside. You cannot negotiate when you are inside. And those are the certain things that happen to the likes of Akina Wamanyoro, the one we call Rigathi Gachagua, because certainly he went to negotiate, and he also keep on reminding us that he went to a wedding with a bus which was not theirs. And that is what ODM is doing. ODM has their own bus. The ODM team, I think, whatever they call themselves, they have their bus. But the problem is, you cannot negotiate with the person when already you have made the deal. How can you negotiate when you have done the deal? So it means the team that is away now, the one which is fighting, the team that is removing the other guys, it means they are the ones who will have a upper hand in negotiation of the party ODM than the ones who are inside. Because you cannot come and tell me that Oburu speaks like this, says that we don't need even party leader, deputy president position, and then in the other hand he comes and says that we are going to negotiate for deputy president. Those are two. You are speaking with two words on your mouth, and he was analyzing and saying that ODM by 7th May. I don't know, 6th. He says 6th May. I don't know why he said 6th, but he said with the way things are going, the president has already calculated his move of how ODM will have already budgeted with UDA and it will be a done deal. But the problem is, he is not going to be negotiating with the likes of Akina Oburu, because already they will be in the basket. So they are not demanding for anything. So the people that he's going to negotiate with are those guys, Akina Sifuna and Akina Babu, those guys who are fighting him. If you want to understand how Ruto plays politics, you can clearly know and state and see how he has been playing his own politics. He's a strategist, and what he has done is he always tends to get the people who are always trying to fight him so much. And for certain, the likes of Akina Sifuna is lingering in his own mind. And the likes of Akina Oburu, they are not now a threat to him. So already they are in the basket, and he can wield them the way he wants. Because even from the certain quarters that we are hearing that the meetings have been held in State House, and that they have been, the directives have been coming from State House, it clearly shows that those guys already, the deal is done, and it's even they cannot negotiate for anything. So I was listening to this guy, and I liked his analysis, and he was talking about Sifuna and how he has been of late been a person who has been a thorn in the flesh of these guys, and certainly he was asked if Sifuna and the team are going to be very strong, and clearly stated that by the road to next year, Sifuna and the team will be very big politically, because it means if they start this Linda Mwananchi forums they are going, it will be another game changer for them. But I would like to talk about Azimio, because it is not clear or certain, because you cannot come here and tell us, you cannot have your cake and eat it, and you come and tell, and you cannot have your cake and eat it, and you come and tell us that Azimio, you are in Azimio, you wanted discussions to be done, but unless you are telling us you are not in Azimio. Who told Oburu Odinga that ODM had left Azimio? Because he has just been put a secretary general, a party leader the other day. Even if he has not finished 3 months since he has been in office, and he has started saying that they left the Azimio coalition. When did they leave Azimio coalition in the first place? Which date? Because it has not been gazetted. Then if they left Azimio, it's well and good. They're supposed to relinquish the party membership they have in parliament. Because if it means you have let out Azimio, it means because Azimio coalition is the one registered in the parliament with the minority, it's not ODM, it is Azimio coalition, because it was the second leading party. If they are going to go in terms of UDA, ODM, and the other ones, is okay, well, then they can still go at it like that.
Yeah.
But right now, you cannot tell ODM. ODM is going to have joined the broad-based and they are going to be in government. So we need the opposition who are going to be the likes of Akina Wiper, and the ones who are going to be the official opposition. And they are needed to be given the deputy, the minority leader and the deputy. So it's very hard and tricky affair for him. That's why you see he's talking with both sides of his mouth, because he knows that I will not say even he's lying to people, because with the certain things that he's talking about, how ODM, I don't know, they did what they are the majority. Yes, we believe they are the majority, but how are you saying now? Have you known that now Uhuru Kenyatta did not help Raila in garnering the presidency? We have been here. Why did you not bring those things up when Raila was still alive? You know, one thing that I also learned from that guy is that if there is a politician who is ever lazy in ODM, it is the likes of Akinao, it's the likes of Oburu Odinga. He has been a person who has been carried all through by his brother till now where he is. Even the senatorial seat for Siaya, he himself, his brother carried him all through. But you can see in turn the legacy and the ideology of Raila Odinga, because the legacy and the ideology of Raila Odinga was one. Only one. It was fighting for the people. That was his ideology. There is nothing else. Even no need to talk about democracy, no need to talk about elections, and what have you, the other things you want to talk about. The only ideology I knew Raila Odinga had, and we are happy, because even right now as we are talking in this studio, Brother Benson, it is the struggle of Raila Odinga and other youthful leaders like Akina Orengo that have brought us to here. I have not seen Oburu Odinga in this fight, Brother Benson. Let me assure you, I've not seen him in this fight. And from 2013, I've seen 2017, I've seen Sifuna in the struggle. He has been in the struggle even when there was Sufuria movement. I saw Raila being tear gassed. Even 2022, 2023, I saw Raila being tear gassed. I never saw Oburu Odinga in that convoy. At least even I saw Winnie. I have never seen Oburu Odinga attending even those meetings and doing all those things. But now he's pretending he's the big man. He can be able to do all these decisions by himself. But certainly, one thing is for sure, you can do whatever you want. But when they call for that NDC, let them hope to God that if they pay those guys, you know, they are going to, certainly they are going to pay people so that they can be able to come and kuvuruga hiyo NDC, because you see even men in black coming inside. I know for certain. And what I can tell, what I was thinking of telling Sifuna, I know he has his own advisors, but what I can certainly advise him is, I think he should let it go, because if they don't want him, they don't want him. Even though he stays there as the Secretary General, they don't want him for certain. It's okay, he has fought the war for ODM, and it's good. He can go outside and still fight the war. The party is not anything, Brother Benson, as we have seen from Raila Odinga. The party is nothing. The person is the person who is supposed, the voice is the person. Raila Odinga had how many parties in his political life? He had the likes of Akina LDP. Yeah? He had the likes of Akina, even he was in Kanu at some point. He has had the NAC. He came and he formed his own, and also NAC was formed by him and other like-minded people. He came and built ODM from scratch. But right now, ODM being the largest party in Kenya, because right now it is, if ODM has stayed for 20 years, it is the largest party, because KANU now is in the fridge as we are talking right now. So ODM was the only party remaining strong party. But right now you can see A party that was built 20 years has just been finished within 4 months. It's very shameful. It's very, very shameful. And I can feel very bad by you. I don't know even where Oburu sits, that he think he's doing the right thing, because you as a big brother, because he's older than Raila by almost maybe some months, I think he was supposed to be the one who has the wisdom that he can be able to tackle issues within the party. We saw when people came at Sifuna, Raila Odinga tackled that issue very easy. But I think for certain situation is like that. Those are things that are happening. And if they say whatever they say that their team is the one which is more in the government so much, or they are the ones who are saying too much, they are the ODM, real ODM. There's nothing we can say. We need to prove it through an election. That is where we are going to prove it. We cannot prove it right now. But let me state one thing. I think it's very unfortunate that we are having a president who can be able even to damage a party to this level, and he can be able even to try and bring other comedians so that they can be able to come and say they are going to run for Nairobi. I think that one is going to be a very difficult affair. For if there is somebody who is going to have a very rough road in 2027, I can certainly tell you that one without a shadow of doubt as I am speaking right now. It is that guy called Jalang. If he has been destined to come and pick it up from Sifuna, I think he's a joke of a century. But whatever we say here is our opinions. Mine is that it's very shameful that the elder brother has finished the party within 4 months. The party that had taken Raila Odinga 20 years to build. It's very shameful. Those are the only words I can say about this. But wherever it goes, Sifuna, me, I'm praying that there's nothing he can do more. I don't even see whether court or what. They don't want him. He'll not be having a very easy time. It's better he accept the verdict. Just pick up himself. Let them form with like-minded people like Akina Babu Owino, the likes of Akina Orengo, the likes of Akina Caleb Amisi. I think even Otsotsi should just relinquish the party position and say, also me, I have left the party deputy party position. But I'm telling you, within the thing, today I've been looking even how people have been interviewed within certain quarters of the media, and they were very angry, starting from Turkana. I saw those videos, and they are angry. They're saying now, I think ODM has, and that is a very painful word. It's very painful. I don't want to term it here, Brother Benson. It's very painful that only 4 months we are talking about dead ODM. 4 months have not finished since Baba was laid to rest. We are talking about dead ODM. It's very shameful. It's a shameful act.
All right. Thank you so much, Joseph, for your time. I see my brother Musimamo here, I tend to agree with you, especially when you say that Sifuna should let it go, because Miguda also said something like that. But that also brings us to an issue of testing the elasticity of our political parties and the 2010 constitution. What does the 2010 constitution give us in the cases like this? Because like this could be one of those case study, especially because you look at the secretary generals of all these political party. That's how sometimes they end up. But to me, if I was Sifuna, though, maybe the legal minds behind Sifuna, maybe there's somewhere where they feel they are getting some ray of hope, bearing in mind that Winnie Odinga also is there, because like he talked about the party certificate. Then he said that is not for the public, that is for the ODM. But something that we have to look at, because like I was looking at this and looking at the life of Raila Amolo Odinga, especially when it comes to political parties. I look at almost like around is it 2 scenarios. When Ford Kenya, when he was in Ford Kenya immediately after the death of his father, when he felt that it was not working, he decided to move, and he moved with the crowd. again, when they had that memoranda with President Moi, and Moi kind of like disappointed him at the last minute by giving Uhuru Kenyatta opportunity, he moved on. To maybe to ask msimamo that would Sifuna follow that syllabus on what Raila did rather than going to the courts, because you cannot fight President William Ruto. First, he's in the government. He has all the state machinery. How are you going to fight him? Msimamo, what do you think about that? Would he read that book?
Asante ndugu yangu Benson,
Yeah.
Mark, Joseph, Migule na wale wanatufuatilia. Kiukweli mimi nasema kwamba mtazamo wangu, Sifuna angeendelea na safari yake tu. Kashatolewa, kubali, kashatolewa. Mawazo yake si yake tu. Vita hivi vyake anavyopigwa tu si vita vyake tu, ni vita vya wengi. Wapo wanaofungamana na mawazo sawia na ya Sifuna, basi angeenda hapo wakaunganisha hii nguvu pamoja, wakaingia ground, wakaachana na ODM ilivyo, tuone itatokea wapi. Lakini kwa sababu kashachukua maamuzi ya kuenda kwa utafuta haki yake na pia kuganda hapo, labda pengine kuna latija, kwa sababu wametuambia tusubiri mpaka hiyo tarehe ya Kitengela, maybe kuna jipya, kwa sababu hata mzee Orengo tumemsikia kauli yake kwamba alitoa mfano pale wa mwenda zake Odinga alivyokwenda kukawa na nini na mashaka. But this time around haya mashaka na kifo cha baba pia wacha tu. So katika hilo kwamba kuna vitu vingi huenda tukavipata baadaye, hususu pengine hatwa chimbuko la kifo cha mzee wetu Odinga, whether ni cha Mungu ama kuna mambo yalipangwa, maybe katika hii furukuta tutafurukutishwa mambo mengi ambayo tutaweza kuambia ambayo iko chini ya maji. Lakini kila ilivyo, bado pale ushauri wangu mimi, yashamwagika hayatazoleka, kwa sababu wao wako mbiona kule Lamu wakijaribu kuongea na wananchi, na pia wamestick zaidi kwa 10 point agenda. Wakajaribu kurai pale wamama, wakajaribu kuzungumza yale wamezungumza kwamba wamama watapata haki sawa. Kwa hivyo yale yaliomo ndani ya NADIC report kama vile masuala na compensation na kadhalika. Sasa swali langu likanajiuliza, wanaiba hii injili, na katika mkataba ambao umeaikwa haswa wa maagano wa hao waliotia saini, ambao ni mwenda zake mzee na kiongozi wa kwamba utaishia mwezi huu wa 3. Katika hii hali ambao wanainadi sasa, na ndio kigezo kubwa wanaingia mashinani wakisema kwamba huyu mwingine haswa mbani Edwin Sifuna alikanganyana haswa na mwenendo na tabia ya chama na katiba ya chama. Kwa hivyo alienda akaongea yake, lakini kiukweli kwa ni yaongee ya chama. Kwa hivyo hilo ndio kosa kubwa ambalo Sifuna anaweza kutubuliwa, na bado wanarai wako kwa kampeni na wao wameingia huku na shambra wakajaribu kuzungumza. So katika hii hali unakuta kwamba already hapa Sifuna yeye yuko na watu. So kimtazamo wangu angestika kaangalia wale ambao wanafungamana na yeye one term. There are so many. Ingia hapo, ongezeni hiyo nguvu hapo, kwa sababu the more mna strengthen hiyo nguvu, the more mna weaken, mnamweza mnamlemaza haswa huyu mpinzani wenu. But for instance pengine wachukuane sasa young tax Babu Wino na wale wengine vijana wasema tunatengeza vuguvugu letu ama vuguvugu letu, kwa sababu tumeona kwamba sasa hatutatendewa haki huku baadaye kule mbele twendako, bado still tutakuwa tuko pale kwa mtoto kumuita mwana, ama kwa kuchukua mzigo kwa bega kuregesha nani kwa kichwa kuregesha begani na mwili ni ule. Unaona, kwa sababu tutakuwa kuna mvutano, hawa wanafuata hawa, so mwisho wa siku tutampa mwanya huyu ambaye tunashinda naye. but jambo zuri arudi na wenzake wote, akaribishwe na viongozi wale wengine ambao wako na maoni naye sawa, wakae chini ya meza wapange na wachana na ODM jinsi ilivyo, kwa sababu Oburu kashaiuza na kashakubali haswa kuuza chama kwa bei rahisi. Kwa hivyo wafuatane, kwa sababu Winnie hata akiwa pale, yule ni babake mkubwa, kashafanya haya. Mama yake yeye kashapua doketi. Sidhani kule mbele kama atakuwa sikio alafu azidi kichwa, ama ageuke kuwa nazi ashindane na jiwe. Kwa hivyo kwa hali hiyo tu ndo ambayo inanipa mashaka mimi upande wa Winnie. Asante, huu ndio ufunguzi wangu.
Okay, asante sana msimamo. Yes.
Naweza jibu swali imeulizwa hapo na Sima Pole kabla Marco Bura ameingia. Amesema kuwa PPRD has ignored the removal of Super SG. Wacha ni mjibu kwamba PPRD waga inatekeleza mujibu wa vile rais anasema. It is the political parties something I think ndio waga inasimamilia mambo ya vyama and it wills to within the power of the president. So even when he's doing this, he knows clearly what he's doing. He's trying to bring now a war direct at the footstep so that ODM can disintegrate even further. That is what it is being done. There is nothing short of what we can see. These are just PR statements from the political parties registrar. And I don't believe in anything she said, because anything he says, because we have seen in certain quarters when even parties were trying to be formed, even in 2022, that lady, the one who was there, I don't know who is now there, the registrar, I don't know is who right now, but we could see that the president had, after 2023, the president had so much power within that registrar. And I don't think of anything they can do. So he's just trying to muscle up and show that kuna ka democracy kanafanywa hapo, lakini he's trying to bring the fight to the doorstep so that they can be able to disintegrate further. Unajua wakiendelea ku disintegrate hivyo, we are hearing stories of even Junet saying we are going to have those stories of how even the 2022 election was done and how the problems that came in. So, and how even Uhuru and the other guys were involved. So I think Ruto is playing a hand in that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And also if you listen, and I usually tell you, be very, very, very keen, especially when you listen to some of these politicians. Their main aim is to divert your attention and elicit your emotions. And if you're very keen, if you listen to what Junet Muhammad said about watu wa Western, kwamba nyinyi watu wa Western ndio mnaharibu vyama vya watu. If you say like that, what does it mean? And I can see also our brother here said something that this is his thought. I tend to differ. Sifuna must make it messy, noisy, and desirable for ODM for foreseeable future. I agree with you, but now when you talk about ODM, what is left in ODM? Because remember also somebody that you're dealing with, you're dealing with President William Ruto, because like from what Orengo was saying, that there's quite several meetings that have been held in Kilgore's home with the same people, and also few in State House. So it means what is happening in ODM is not something that started the other day. It started the very moment that the Raila Raila had his last breath. And that's where everything started. Because remember, if you are in an institution, we've always said this, Joseph here and Makobura. Let's take in an organization, where you have organization, we have the party leader, then we have the two party leaders, or the three party leaders.
The three party leaders.
The three party leaders. What could be if the party leader is no more? What usually happens? The deputy party leaders can step up.
Yes.
Just to
like what they did to the Secretary General. The deputy took over.
Yeah, the deputy took over when they expel him. Yeah, the deputy took over. That is usually the norm of various organizations, that the immediate leader after the party leader would take over to oversee maybe transition, or in the process, what usually happens where constitutional matters are required, you find that the deputy will be elevated. And look at what happened when Magufuli died. I was listening to one of the generals. He had an interview, one of the immediately few months after the Magufuli, and he has already retired. How it they had to consult as the army officers, because like they're the commander in chief, you know, when the command, they're the people in the military, and immediately the commander in chief dies, who usually takes over? Yeah.
And not only even in the presidency, Brother Benson,
Yeah.
also in party politics, because
In politics.
Magufuli was a CCM party leader.
Yeah.
So who took over after Magufuli? It is the deputy who was this lady from Samia Suluhu. She took over the reins of power in the presidency, and also took the reins of power in CCM as a party leader.
But before taking that and coming even out to relay the message to the nation that Magufuli is no more, there were so many discussions that took place. If you go and listen to that interview, it will tell you, among other considerations, were that she's a lady. How is it going to happen? Because it was something that was very new in Tanzania, and very new in that regime, that has never happened, whereby a president dies and you have a deputy president or a assistant president who is a lady. How is this one going to happen? And that could have happened, especially with ODM. You know, they could have waited. Remember, before even the body of the Right Honorable Prime Minister arrived home, everything was already been done. You know, Sifuna talked about
it. They had already even found the party leader.
They have already found the party leader. They did not even have time to call the members of the public, because it was true that Raila has died, yes. But it is also a norm just to call the people and tell them, now we want just to convey our condolences as a party, that our party has died and this is what we are going to do. That, put that one aside. Also come on how the Orengo is talking about, and Sifuna also, Orengo talks, and Sifuna also has said that there have been talks including Winnie Odinga, Mama Ida, and the trustees. And what I came to realize today, Nyong'o is a trustee, Orengo is a trustee, Wako is a trustee, which I did
Fred Gumo.
Fred Gumo is also a trustee.
Yeah, Fred Gumo is a trustee.
Oh, I know Amos.
He's a trustee.
Oh, I know Amos Wako, I know Orengo, Nyong'o.
Also, Fred Gumo is a trustee. And I saw them with Sunday with Sifuna, Sunday. And even today he was mentioned his name.
Okay. So it means that ODM, from the way things are, everything is divided, including the trustees. Maybe the trustees who feel like, okay, the wing of Junet Mohammed is okay, the wings of Wanga and the one for Sifuna. But from all indication, it means the wing of Wanga and Sifuna, they've taken the advantage that they are with the president, so anything can happen. The power, so they decide to drive whether they want.
You know why I want to differ with Park? It is one thing. I want to ask a very genuine question. What do you think is going to happen in the NDC on 27th March?
That will be war.
It will be war. Sifuna cannot be able to. They will have, even if it is paying people, so that they can be able to bash him off. And I'm telling you, even if it is not right now, even during the NDC, they are going to make sure they have kicked out Sifuna by force. Even Sifuna himself came and told us it is war. Himself said they are not able to talk now on ideologies and ideas. Now they have gone to war. And let me tell you, there are some things you always check and you see if it is a losing battle you are fighting, Brother Benson. And certainly for sure, Sifuna in the NDC is going to be kicked out. Because me, I just want Park to answer me just that question. What does he think will happen in NDC of 27th March 2026? what will happen? Because that is the question that is needed to be tackled. Because there is where they are going now to formulate how they are going to have the party leader now as the party leader, where they are going to have the SG who has been changed as the SG. That is where they are going to discuss these issues as at the NDC. Do you see even Sifuna being allowed in that auditorium if they are going to be in an auditorium? It is so the only thing I see Sifuna has been left with is he can only maybe be able to do this Linda Mwananchi campaigns or programs. Those ones is the one he has been left to do. And he can be able to sensitize people and now wait till the full verdict is given in 10th August 2027. Or is it 11th? Because it will be a day after.
Hello, Marco Bura, where are you at? Marco Bura.
Just a minute. I'm just a minute. I'm setting here.
Okay, no problem. Just let me know when you are set up. And okay, let's continue. I think Msimamo had already given his view. Maybe Miguda, you've been out for long. When you look at the legal mind, especially from the likes of Orengo and maybe Sifuna, maybe the people who have given them the go ahead to take this battle to court. At the end of the day, do you think they might win or of the people? Because like what also is going to happen, apart from the courts, the courts of public opinion, there's what we call political transaction that you cannot go away without mentioning, whereby the people will be given money so that everywhere that Sifuna goes, especially, he will not have a chance to address anybody in Nyanza. That every time he goes there, he will always get those, because it has happened, even President William Ruto, when they were not agreeing with ODM, then he was not able to, even to, if he goes to Kondele, gari yake itakuwa itapigwa. Remember Kalonzo Musyoka when differed with Raila Amolo Odinga, he took long time before going to Nyanza. What about for Sifuna? How will he win this? In the public opinion, that enmity will be there, and in the courts, how is he going to win that?
That's they were complaining about my voice. I think today I've had a very difficult day, so maybe it was out of me being tired. I want to respond to your question. That's a very technical question, by the way. And you've asked me about how about the court, how about the public opinion, how about the legal mind, the outcome. How about you understand, like I've told you before in this channel, that the system we are operating under is a common law system whereby if you go to court, the judge is just impartial, is non-partisan and neutral, but it's up to the parties to advance the adversarial process whereby the petitioner will submit the case orally, and also the respondent have to respond to the case. But it's up to the judge to make a determination based on the submission by both parties. What is very technical about that question is, you understand that you have asked me about public opinion and the court itself. Sometimes these judges make decision based on the public. You can, as a judge, because right now, when the case is before me as a judge, it's up to me right now to prove my school of thought or my intellectual capacity. I can decide to view the case as a judge. I can decide to look at the public opinion. I can decide to be a realist. At the same time, I can decide based on the historical, the precedents, the so-called precedents. You can look at the precedents before, what happened, what are the precedents, how are they accused, and the cases across. To me, the reason why even right now the house has been stopped is because of the public opinion we have talked about. Because the person the tribunal bench look at the mood of the public and make decision based on the public, because the public favored Sifuna. Now, that's why I was telling it's a bit technical. That's now technicality. The judge will look at the public view and make decision on the public and also on the facts, because the facts are clear. The res ipsa loquitur, the facts speaks for themselves. So when the facts speaks for themselves and based on the public opinion, you must look at the public opinion. Sometimes you must look at the public interest. Going forward, I can predict to you that Sifuna will win throughout in the court process. Those are sure. Leave alone the legal mind you have talked about, the sharp legal mind. Even the case itself, it will win through. It will sail through the very end. My worry is now the political party decision. Like I've told you, they have moved on. They are working with what is there. They have ignored court. So court will just be there to legality and finality, but Sifuna will always prevail a victor into any court in this country based on the jurisprudence, the school of thought. So going forward, I think is evident that these people are not going to work with him if they're going to arrangement with William Ruto, because I've told you instructions are coming from State House. So I think let us just live with the reality part of it, because if you look at it into legal basis, Sifuna will emerge victor. But at the end of the day, the political party, ODM, the ODM of Oburu, will transact his business the way they want it.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Miguda, for your contribution. Makobura, are you back? Makobura. Okay. We are still waiting for Makobura. Maybe to ask, is it just a forum simamo? Another question. When you look at even people like Orengo and the trustee, because they tend to, maybe majority of them tend to agree with Sifuna. But do they have influence, especially when it comes to decision making of the party, like the organ like NEC? Can their decision override the NEC? Hello, Mr.
Okay, let me proceed before my two brothers come in. The decision of the NEC is subordinate to NDC, the super body that no one can override is the NDC.
Okay.
So these are just NDC can rectify everything.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me come to Msimamo, because, like, from look of things, I can remember very well when Raila Odinga was being laid to rest. President William Ruto committed that nobody is going to take ODM to opposition, and he said that he's going to make sure that that one does not happen. But now, when you look at it and look at what Kenyans fought for, what we called the multipartyism, what is so hard, especially for both the Jubilee, especially the Jubilee, not the Jubilee, sorry, especially the UDA, because they are the government in place right now. What is so hard, or what is so hard for them just only to say that, okay, ODM is that ODM, let it do what it's supposed to do. We as UDA, let's make up on how we can win the general election. Say that because 10-point agenda, this is what we've done, and we're not able to actualize the 10-point agenda that made us even to have this broad-based government. Now, let us find a way of us going by ourselves. Then what is so hard for UDA to do that? Why is it that the president, or people like Kososi, are still accusing him of being the sole engineering of the troubles in ODM?
Asante. Unajua, kwa kila kwa kila mchezo unaochezwa basi kuna mshindi na mshindwa. So kiukweli ni kwamba ni hivi, baada ya hapo kama ni mshindwa lazima uangalie nini kimesababisha nikose ushindi. So hiyo ni hali kwamba unachunguza ile reaction, ujaribu kuona na makosa. Lakini kwa hili lako ambalo umeniuliza kwamba kwa nini UDA haifunguki yani mazima, ni kana kwamba hajiamini hiyo yenyewe bila mwingine na bila ODM, na malengo ni nini? Mimi naweza nikasema hivi, ODM iko the right track, they are the beneficiaries of this hii game yote, wao ndio wenye faida. Kwa nini nazungumzia kwamba wao ndio wenye faida katika hii game? Tumeonyeshwa hasa pale kwenye NDC yao kwanza, kwa sababu yani hiyo ndio ilikuwa kionjo hasa, jinsi ambavyo ataisambaza hii kila mahali na mwisho wa siku lake litimie, la ODM dominate nani ya UDA dominate kila mahali. Kwa kikwazo kikubwa kilikuwa ni ODM kwa sababu ndio chama kongwe. So game ni kuiua, ikishakufa inatoa mbavu ya hizi nyingine, kwa sababu definitely lazima ODM itabembeleza huku kwa UDA ili ndio wafanikishe mambo yao, kampeni na nini, masuala na power, ugawanyaji wa kama sasa hivi ambavyo mzee Oburu amesema kwamba hicho kiti cha vice president tunakimezia mate. So mtapewa hicho kiti, but kama hakina sauti, hamna sauti, ndio mtakuwa mmekomboa wananchi. Ndio legacy ya iliyoachwa na mzee, lakini je, ndio msingi wa ODM. So kiukweli hawa ndio beneficiaries, hawa ndio sasa hivi wanafurahikia UDA, wanafurahikia kwamba mapendekezo yao ya samani yamepata suluhu, kwa sababu kikwazo ilikuwa ni ODM. Kwanza baba ameenda, ilikuwa faida kwao, ilikuwa furaha kwao. Kwa hiyo yale alikuwa machozi ya mamba ya state funeral, lakini kiukweli walikuwa wanafurahikia kwa sababu nani sasa wataingia vizuri kuweza kugawa, kwa sababu na kina nani wana njaa walikuwa wanajulikana tangia hao walikuwa kwamba wanaotandika wanao ambao hawaaminiki hapo na kina walikuwa wanajulikana. So kwa kweli faida ya kufa ODM ni hasara ya ODM ni faida kwa UDA. Ndio maana kuna huu kuhuba, huu rafiki wote huu kuhuba huu ni wa mmoja anazamishwa, mwingine anajiokoa. Kwa hiyo ndio hali ilivyo, na ndio maana hawezi toka hapo kwa ODM kwa sababu already wamemalizia. Na sasa wakisema wanajitoa haswa UDA, nani atakuwa na ameharibu ya kwake? Sasa kitambo ODM iunganishane tena mpaka irudi mahali ilipokuwa, kwa kuweza kurealize makosa ambayo yapo ndani ya UDA. Itakuwa lini? Unajua, tumeonyeshwa mfano, Gachagua aliimba hii akawa mstari wa mbele kutunyima haswa ushindi wetu. Wakati ule koti yangu ya blue iko hapa, bado naikumbuka, na akatumia kifua mbele 11 amerauka ofisini, yeye yapanga kazi. Sasa yuko wapi? So once umepewa hii sauti na Mungu, maana kila jambo lazima tumweke Mungu mbele. Kitu ambacho alikuwa afikiria Sifuna ni wale wenye ambao wako fasi wake, wako nyuma yake. Nimetoshekana hii, wacha mimi nisimame na wale wenzangu ambao tunafungamana, niongeze nguvu kule. Wale ambao wanamwamini wataungana na wale wanaamiana pale, safari ya kumwondoa ubaya inakamilika. Sheria nyingi hizi tunapelekana hapa, it's a wastage of time. Maana mwisho wa siku hawa watarejeshwa kwa NDC, na wakiregeshwa atachujwa by all means, kwa sababu kila dalili ipo ni kikwazo. Na kwa sababu hii inapata maagizo kwa sababu kuna bwana anatimiza lake. Maana hii ni ahadi ya Sifuna alioteshwa hivi, na hii ni ahadi. Hii ahadi ya ODM ni ahadi kwamba hiki chama niacheni mimi tu. Si nilikuwa hapo ndani, nitahakikisha kwamba nitapanga na mzee pia nitampanga fresh. Mwisho wa siku pia tutampeleka nyumbani bila yeye mwenyewe kujua. Whatever ilizungumza, it has come to pass. Ndio kuhuba wa ODM na UDA, kwamba mmoja anaingia mzima anajisahau, mwingine yeye anajiimarisha. Asante.
Thank you. Asante sana mwenzetu bwana Msimamo, bila kusahau hata vilevile nitambue bwana Josefu babake Yesu Kristu. Vilevile hata nitambue uwepo wa Migoda, na vilevile nitambue uwepo wa brother Benson ingawa ametoroka. Acha pia nitambue wenzetu ambao wanatutazama pale kwa comment section wakiongozwa na Shaima. Vilevile acha nitambue kina Paulo, kina Praklit, Judith Jenzi 001, Brenda Obedi, amongst others. I want to take this opportunity to just remind you that this is Brother Benson Media. However, here we do say that your opinion counts. And Joseph is reminding me of Manchester United. And before I get to Manchester United, let me just give my views on what the presser that Sifuna and his team had. Yesterday we saw that Edwin Sifuna was removed from the party, and that of course stirred a lot of conversation in both the media stations, social media, and most of the social media. And that of course tells you the power of the silent supporters of ODM. You know, I'm not a member of ODM, but I'm a silent supporter of ODM. And in that sense, I'm trying to mean that whatever was decision ODM decided to have concerning the removal of Edwin Sifuna was wrong. And I did mention here, and I said very well, that if those leaders are saying that ODM is a Luo affair or is a Luo party, then again, if people are voting based on their tribal alignment, then I can tell you Sifuna will have my vote in 2027 in whichever position that he'll decide to stand or to go for. The reason why I'm saying that is because Sifuna has been progressive, he's been truthful, and he has stood with the people. Vis-a-vis, or if you look at what we've seen amongst the other political leaders, it simply tells you that remember the lifestyle, remember the politics that was played by Baba Raila Amolo Odinga and what he stood for. If truly those other people believed and trusted and were closer to Raila Amolo Odinga, what they would have done is first to ensure that his legacy and all the things that he thought and fought for would be preserved forever and ever. But today, barely 3 months after the death of Raila, the closest people, the likes of Junet, the likes of Wang, his blood brother, Dr. Buru, are the ones who are today misquandering the wealth. I mean, the property of Raila Amolo Odinga, that is ODM together with its supporters. Today, the closer people who are with Raila are the ones who are making decisions of removing people who are progressive, people who are fighting for the party. Today, it's unfortunate that we are seeing a group of leaders today speaking about tribe in a party that Raila, as much as was coming from Luo land, never, not even one day, spoke and even told the people that the party was a Luo party. Today, the people would have progressed with the plans, the people who learned from Baba, who are closer to him, who had assisted in making or proceeding with the narrative or the agenda of Raila Amolo Odinga, the ones who are being bribed, who are going to State House to have a meeting on how they can finish the party that was left by Raila Amolo Odinga. It is so unfortunate, very unfortunate. And I would like to say over here that the removal of Sifuna was one of the worst decisions that ODM made. But again, if they decided, the people who have got to the broad-based, that was the best direction, my thinking is they would have left the party for those who are willing to proceed, those who are willing to remain orphans as Raila left them, so that they would make their own decisions. It is so unfair that in front of Raila, they kept promising Raila that they will proceed with his narrative, with his style of politics, and all those kind of things. But today, the ones who are being bribed, the ones who are going behind the bar, behind the people, not even consulting the people, a party that stood firm because the people made it a bigger party, a party that would not make decisions without consultation with the people. Today, decisions are being made behind the scene and supporters are being forced, to follow. It is so unfortunate. And that, of course, tells you how difficult it is for ODM to continue existing, because we saw yesterday quite a number of people even they registered themselves from the online platform where ODM had gained quite a number of followers. And that, of course, just tells you that they are losing supporters. They are losing a lot. The moment you start bringing a tribal narrative within a political party that is seen as a national party, that is when you start deviating from the line. The moment you start criticizing people having a truthful, consistent conversations, and of course on this on matters that are assisting the party, the moment you start criminalizing and of course marking people who have positive future plan for the party, that is the moment problems started befalling ODM. But again, I've seen names of former president and the name of current president being brought forth, and I can say that if William Samoei Ruto was a true friend and honored Raila by giving him a state funeral, then the best thing he should do, or he ought to have done, is first to ensure that he respects the party of Raila Amolo Odinga by giving the members a free space to make the right decisions, by giving the members an opportunity to decide by themselves, not calling them to State House, not giving money or funding certain meetings as a way of finishing that political party. I've seen the name of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta also being mentioned. If truly Uhuru is also part of the division, which I don't really think so, based on what we have seen in happening, it is clear that he has not meddled, or if he has meddled, I don't think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is interested in coming back as the president. Even though he's supporting other people, that doesn't mean that he can engage in activities of finishing the ODM party. I saw Edwin Sifuna, I saw the closest ally of Raila, the senator of CI, the governor of CI, a person who stood with Raila in the legal battles and everything, represented him from left, right, and center, and without fear, he was also there. I saw the daughter of Raila Amolo Odinga, and it pains when you see, I heard the mentioning of Mama Ida Ruth Odinga, Her Excellency, being mentioned that they have tried doing the negotiations to ensure that the party maintains clarity and stand, but all those things have fallen. I also understand from that particular presser that the likes of former AG, the former AG's emeritus, what is his name? The likes of Professor, the senator, the governor of Kisumu, Professor Nyong'o, the likes of Amos Wako, amongst others, have been playing a role behind the scene to try mediate and just to ensure that the party members agree and make the right decision. But even before they gave their views, what they saw was a resolution, and all these things just tells you how fast the party is being taken down. And so I like what the pronouncement, of course, today, that Sifuna is still not leaving, and if possible, the best thing that the rebels following Dr. Guru should do is to leave the party so that they can leave it to the likes of Sifuna, the likes of Babu, the likes of Winnie, because they are consistent and they are listening, or they are interacting with the people. The people on ground are not happy with the political moves that are currently being shown by these particular leaders. I think that would be my take on that. But again, I did remember Sifuna saying that ODM party has a structured legal way of dealing with disputes. What made me to wonder is the fact that we've never seen, as much as they're saying that Edwin Sifuna has not been respectful in the party, we've never seen anybody who is coming with a structured way of handling things. We've never seen somebody who's coming with truthful alternative ways of doing things. We've never seen any leader coming out to give a clear clarification on the stance that they've taken as the people in broad-based. What we've seen is abuse. What we've seen is greed. What we've seen is people who have looted money trying to come out to just showcase to others how moneyed they are, and those do not really help in this particular times. So those would be my remarks on that particular presser that was brought forth by Edwin Sifuna with his team. Unless I think Msimamo has been consistent. Joseph, maybe Miguda, I think you were here from the first until now. Unless there's anything else that, any question that I need to give my view on, or any one of you who wants to just add on what I've said, or to remove or to criticize, can come forth. Simamo, Joseph, Miguda.
I just want to say
okay, go Miguda.
Have you heard this song, but they're singing Kasongo bye, bye bye, Kasongo bye? It will come to reality. Some people think that is just a joke. Then I just want to say, today we saw somebody. I don't know. People don't want to talk about this issue. There was a young man from Wajir who was approaching the president from behind. I don't know whether he wanted to hit the president because he was running too fast. Then one of the ADC assisted the president. So people are saying in the comment section that he almost saved the entire country. He was almost saving the entire country.
Why are you gaslighting? Miguda? You like gaslighting too much. You're gaslighting.
Sometimes we have to do so. Anyway, Marco,
but do you know where that song came from?
Yeah.
Where did that song come from? Do you know where that song came from?
No, I don't know. I just saw it. I think yesterday is when I started listening to it. Yesterday.
That song came from Meru. I don't know if you remember the time the governor was being impeached, Kawira Mwangaza. You don't remember when they were singing for her?
Oh, okay. I cannot got it.
So it came from there. And
don't forget, there's also another song in Migori of reminding the governor how he's going home. Governor bye.
But one thing, I'm very shocked, Marco Bura and Miguda, as we continue talking, is what the governors have been doing in the counties. Those are things you're supposed to be talking here. There are things which made me even feel my stomach upset. Because
Joseph, if you ask me, I'll say majority of them are some thieves who have been given opportunity to loot. Majority of them, and I'm not afraid to even use that word.
Because, but also us as citizens, because as we talk here, Miguda and Marco Bura, we have a problem. We had a governor who came and bought wheelbarrows for 150,000 per wheelbarrow, and still that same governor was taken back to office. Now you can hear a case of where, in the same county, a Christmas tree costed 4 million. You know, when you think of these issues, you even ask yourself, where are we heading to as a country? Because another one also I heard they are doing housewarming in their that they were doing a housewarming for the speaker's house. I'm even shocked and flabbergasted because why do we need a speaker's house? Why do we need it? These guys are not staying there forever. They are just for a time. At least for the governor's residence, we could be saying, okay, governor, even governor, I don't think they're supposed to be given houses. For what? We are supposed to only have an office of the governor and have the county assembly. You know, and I had even some counties building an office of the governor for almost 210 million. Do you know how many classrooms are those, Brother Mark, for the county? Because I was counting, if one classroom is 1 million, it means, or even we say 1.5. If it was 1 million, we can say those are almost 210 classrooms. But I'm counting it with 1.5, it's almost maybe 150 classrooms. And that area where they are building that school of that governor's residence of 110, that area there is no classrooms. The classrooms are just devastating. There is no water in that region. I think if you want to know, you can just go and read and you see the county where we are talking about. So it is very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. And now, right now, they have traded their guns to Sifuna. You are hearing they are saying that he's the one who has been asking them money. You even wonder yourself, what kind of, where did we go wrong as a country? Because I think devolution was supposed to be helping us, but now it has been, it seems like it is the well where they are siphoning the money from Kenya. I think it is an issue. It is a very big issue, and if it is not addressed, and I don't know how we are going to address that. I don't know, because even the governors, some of them who are in these counties, the MCAs who have been elected, they don't. Some even have not gone to school. It's very unfortunate, but I felt very bad. And now they are the ones castigating the so-called senators who have been going there to do oversight over them. It's very unfortunate.
Migude, you are saying something.
I was just discussing this issue of Sifuna. When you go through media, mainstream media, social media, you find out that there is mixed reaction. Very many people have reacted to the dismissal of Sifuna from SG of the ODM yesterday. Also, if you look at the people who are contributing, are young people. They are dissatisfied with that decision, and most of the people did not welcome it. I think Sifuna already had make a mark, already had a trademark, and people believe in him. People are following him, and people also viewed him as someone who actually can point out bad governance and even issues with the violation of human rights. To that extent, I want to be very confident that all is not lost, because what is important in politics is the people. If you have the people, that's the strength. Now, Sifuna is good to go. Look at that. Have you gone through the media? Just look at, even pick your phone, go through YouTube or TikTok. You'll find that there are many people, look at their faces, young people who are supporting Sifuna. They got his back. So I just want to say it is not precedented. Like what Joseph said yesterday, that even people have been kicked before. But have you noticed this one for Sifuna is a different one? Indeed, it's a different one. This is unprecedented in this country. The time Sifuna has been relieved from his duty, there have been mixed, and I think even the tribunal was instructed to stop what the NEC already made, because the intels were received by the people who plotted the deal, and they were told that Sifuna has left with the people. there's no ODM. The people are not there, and that's why they have to hold into that decision. And that's why right now, if we hear from Junet and the teams, they are saying we have NDC 27, come to NDC. They are now welcoming to NDC because they have realized that their decision is unpopular, very unpopular. People have left ODM. They have been briefed that whatever you did yesterday is something that is not going to work well for you people, because the people you claim to have behind you, they are no more with you. They have taken a different route. So things the way they are, it's just a matter of time. But what should be very much important is that they have tried so many times to bribe Sifuna. They have tried so many times to kill him. They can't bribe him. They can't get him, either poisoning him or whatever they want to do to him. So what do? They want to deal with him now through the SG and also fronting Jalas against him. If they cannot assassinate you, they cannot bribe you, they will do for you political assassination, or they will make sure that you don't get your term because you are stubborn. They are not comfortable with your presence into the government. And if they can get you, they will do for you those things which I've told you. And if you are afraid, a coward, you'll submit and take bribe, then you sing to term. You become a present worship in that choir. And that's why people like Orengo were speaking very much bold, defending Sifuna, because they have been through fire. People like Orengo have been through fire. The bribe failed. You understand what happened to Orengo previously. I don't want to go into details. But right now, they want to impeach him because they have failed to remove him from the system. So we need bold men like Sifuna who can stand the test of time. That's why I'm glad, because if they could have managed to buy everybody, we could not have even have a voice who represent the majority, the silent majority. So Heko to Sifuna, and that's why I was very clear. And I'm not changing my mind that they're going to give certificate. I'm not going to support that team for Buru. Sifuna, even if he's not going to be elected Nairobi senatorial, we are going to hang with him in the corridors of justice. We'll hang with him along in the corridors of justice. We'll meet somewhere and we move on as Kenyans. So, Makobura, back to you.
Lakini Marco Bura, Amiguda, how you think? Sifuna for senatorial, that is a given. That one is a given. That one I can promise you.
That's a given, but there are people. I'm just responding to the people who think that they are going to contest Sifuna. I'm responding to them. That think that by doing all those things, now they want to assassinate him politically. But I'm also aware. About senatorial. Yesterday I said here, senatorial, they have just given him troopers. Hey, Joseph, you know what I'm
saying. He's not
through
pass, Miguda. They have not given him through pass. They know he's going to damage them. There is no through pass, Miguda. They know. Let me ask you a question. ODM, how many seats have they acquired for the governorship since 2013, when we formed the under the new constitution? Miguda.
I think Miguda is having. Miguda, is there? I think he's having a problem with his internet.
Okay. I wanted him to answer me that. Okay, you can continue with the discussion, no problem. I think he'll come back and answer.
Okay, maybe Msimamo, you have something you want to say before we move on again?
Unajua nilitoka hapa sasa hilo kwamba mmeshia wapi katika maswali, labda pengine ni gani swali lipi ambalo limezungumzwa, kwa sababu already nishazungumzia yangu kuhusiana na Sifuna na msimamo wangu ambao upo.
Tulikuwa tunapeana tu maoni kuhusu hii mambo ya magovernors ambao they've been using a lot of money. County governments have been spending a lot of money on unnecessary things. Unapata wengine wanatumia pesa ati wanajengea speaker. Unapata wengine wanatumia mabilioni, inafika 110, just like Joseph was saying, 110 million kujenga nyumba ya speaker na nyumba ya governor.
Kwanza muulize muulize hiyo swali kwa sababu governor ni wa kwao. Muulize nyumba ya governor kwao inatengenezwa na pesa ngapi?
Yeah, so the question here is why would they spend this lots of money if hizi pesa zinaweza tengeneza vitu mingi, kama ni mashule ngapi hayo, 100 and something. So we are seeing wakiulizwa haya mambo kwa Senate wanasema wanaingiziwa, wanasingiziwa, but at the same time these members of Senate pia wakifika huko wako elected as governors, they also behave and change, they do the same. What are your views?
Yeah. Unajua hawa wote ni mchecheto. Hawa ni mchecheto, matumizi mabaya ya pesa ya ugatuzi waliomegewa. Sasa wanakwepa, si wanataka waulizwe kisiasa, ama wakiulizwa maswali ambayo yana undani zaidi ya kuhusiana na matumizi ya hela basi na hawana cha kujibu, inakuwa ngumu. So lazima watafutana na vitu vingine, visababu vingine, lakini ukweli wanaficha wasije wakaanikwa machoni, kwa sababu hii Senate sasa hivi inawaanika magavana machoni mwa mwananchi vibaya mno. Nani? Mbona kusa kwamba akunuka kifujere maana tutani mahiga. Yeah,
Msimamo,
so
are you there?
sio kiukweli, ni kwamba kiukweli haswa ni kwamba wanakwepa. For instance, jengo lile la gavana Kwale lilisimama kwa muda. Sasa already kama ni kutengewa, ilikuwa lishatengewa mgao ambao ulikuwa utaweza kulifanikisha lishe, but unakuta uongozi wa uliokuwepo ulikwenda jengo likawa pale, uliokuja halikufuatiliwa mpaka sasa hivi. Na kama litakuwa limefuatiliwa sasa hivi, basi ni kwa muda baada ya kwamba limetolewa haswa kwa media, limefuatiliwa kwa muda. That's why unaona.
Msimamo na je wajua mgao wa hiyo hela ni ngapi? Kwa sababu ninaweza kusaidia kukuambia ni pesa ngapi.
Mgao ni hela ndefu.
Niliona ni 210 milioni.
Yeah. Unaona?
210 million.
Yeah. So niambie katika hilo ni watoto wangapi ama ni mashule ngapi ambazo kama zitakuwa hiyo imeturushwa kwa mashule, kama watoto hawajakwenda shule bure, but unakuta watu wamenyamaza. It's a norm, kwa sababu unajua tabia, maji hufuata mkondo siku zote. Hapo juu kungekuwa kuna ungangari huo kwamba wanafunga hawa looters, wanafuatilia vizuri, kuna mifano inaonekana basi, but kama huko juu hakuna, watu ni kimya, imekuwa it's a norm, mtu anakusanya for his own benefit. How do you expect kwamba hawa wengine wasipate mwanya wa kufanya hivyo? So inapofika wakati wa kukaangwa kama hivi, ni lazima wengine watafute vijisababu sasa vya kukwepa hii mitego ya kuweza kuja kukamuliwa vizuri. Nakumbuka ile nilifuatilia gavana wangu, kuna senator hapa na mimi alijaribu kumtetea, sasa ameleta ushabiki na wakaanza kwa kaulizwa hayo maswali na kina Sifuna, na pia akaambiwa na chair kwamba sasa hii inaonekana ni kama unaleta urafiki hapa ndani, si kwamba umekalia hili, kwa sababu anajaribu kutetea vitu ambavyo mwisho wa siku havipo. Anyway, yote tisa, lakini kiukweli nikijibu hili swali lako, kwa nini magavana wanakwepa huu mkao, ni kuogopa kukaangwa, ni kuogopa kuanikwa machoni kwa wananchi, kwa sababu hapo kila mtu yuko hapo sasa hivi Senate. Na pia cha kuongezea hapo, I wish hata kama bunge la kitaifa lingefanya vitu kama hivi, at least tungekuwa na tija, tungehisi kwamba kama wananchi tunakuwa being represented hapo juu, hapo kwa bunge. Lakini kimya, bunge la 13 muozo lote, hakuna mtu anaweza haswa fuatilia haya mambo ambayo yanatija kama hivi. Mgao ule umetumwa kutoka kwa serikali kuu, na kama hujatumika kuna mambo yafanyike haswa kisheria, lakini wapi? So yote ni kwa ajili kwamba hatujakuwa na serikali ambayo inatii sheria kikamilifu na katiba ya nchi, kimtazamo wangu, kwa sababu mengi yanafanyika ya mabilioni yanamwagwa haswa. Unakuta wachekeshaji tu peke yake wanapewa pesa kama ile milioni 4 si milioni 4. Wanipe msimamo sasa hivi mimi hapa katika wadi yangu, kama kuna mtoto hapa atabaki kuwa atakosa kwenda shule kwa sababu eti mzazi hana uniform na nini, but wapi? So hawa wenzetu wanaingia kwa broad based government, sijui wanatutakia nini kama taifa. Kana ndio hii ni kwa kumalizia, ni kwa kuungana, wangejaza nguvu yako wao haswa hapo kwa Azimio, hawangeanza kuleta complaints hapo, wakarudia wote kwa Azimio, waka strengthen their power, then tuone kama hubwana ataweza kuwa na mbavu 2027. But wapi? Kwa sababu tunajulikana ni Warabu wa Pemba, tunajiona kwa vilemba, na tukiangalia pia tunayumba, maana hatujawatendea wananchi wetu yaliyo sawa. Basi ni lazima tutafute kwenye mbavu angalau tubebwe kikampeni, la pia ikiwezekana wakati wa goli la mkono kama Rifa atakuwa wetu, maybe naweza bahatika pia na mimi nikafunga goli la mkono. Uongo, nitaachia hapa. Asante.
Mambo magumu hayo, kwa sababu what we are witnessing in Kenya, especially the people who are supposed to be making decisions which are then supposed to help the country move forward, you know, they have changed, and they're today, you know, I can call them I even lack the word to use, but all we can see is a pure demonstration of lack of humanity among the political class, high level of greed, and sometimes it even becomes difficult to comment on. Joseph, what are your views? Wakisema ya kwamba the senators are not supposed to ask them, or wakisema ya kwamba senators are making their lives difficult by the many questions that they are asking.
Thank you, Makobura. I want to answer that question vividly, is that they cannot say that the senators are making their life difficult. How are they going to say senators are making their life difficult? Senators are the ones who are fighting for them to get this money. They are the ones who are even drafting how the money is going to be increased from the money that is going to be given to the county is going to be increased. Some of them even got angry. Sisi tuko hapa Senate tunapigania vile nyinyi mtaongezewa pesa kwa county. Nyinyi wenyewe mko huko mnatumia pesa vile mnapenda kiholela. Nasikia mwingine mpaka alienda akatumia pesa ya maendeleo kuenda sijui kufanya kampeni ya ama kufanya sijui shughuli ya bodaboda huko. It's very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. Then they start saying that the senators don't need. I think they want to be soothed. Why do we have to soothe them? This is not their money, bwana. Hisi pesa yao. Kwa nini tuanze kusoothe magavana ati tutawapeleka polepole? Hii pesa wanafaa they account for every penny that they have taken. Kwa sababu if there is no development, there is even I feel even ashamed that some certain counties they have been given. You know, today I was going perusing through the morning where they come and peruse the gazettes, e-gazette, and they were saying that in a certain region that kids are going to school so that they can have lunch, and they go back home, but when they hear there is no lunch, they are not going to school because at home there is nothing to eat. And you can even imagine that the county government of that region has been given money since throughout, and they cannot be able even to build boreholes for them to do irrigation. We have been seeing things that are happening in other certain counties, and some people have been talking about them. Even the people around there, you know, it's very strange that people were called for a meeting, and it is a dry, stricken area, and instead of the government knowing how they are going to be able to feed these people and give them some relief food, they brought for them mkate na soda. It was shaming. Those guys, even they left those mkate na soda there. So when you think about that and you try to bring in even the conflict that is going to ODM, you really wonder yourself, was Raila fighting for them to be in power so that he can be able to see the destruction that has been done by this government? I quite think it's not what Raila's fight was for. So these are the things that we are still tackling here down, and we are being told that tunaelekea Singapore. I think even the song, the in itself, hiyo brand ya kuenda in Singapore ilishaisha, because I don't think even they know what they are doing. They are saying we have a president who flip-flops every time. Mara ako Singapore, mara sijui tutafanya nini, tutaenda wapi, it's very confusing. And I think this is the first time we have ever had a confused president whose his ideas or his saying in the mouth is not what is reflecting on the ground. So that is a thing. So senators, they should need to continue their work. Hiyo committee haiendi pahali kama wako na shida, and I don't know even the council of governors what is their work by going there. Kila mtu abebe mzigo yake peke yake. What is the council of governors coming to tell us here? Tumekasirika vibaya sana, wasijaribu kuanza kutuweka makasiriko ingine. Tumekasirika vibaya. They have used our money for useless things like Christmas trees and housewarming parties. They don't even have shame. It should feel shame on them. Vitu za upuzi sana. Another guy even was buying sodas for one crate for 1 million.
Lakini kaka wanaiga State House kwamba inafanywa renovation on daily basis.
Sasa ndio nasema
wenyewe aswa kuna mijengo inaendelea aswa. Tena mwenyewe kiongozi wa nchi anazungumza kwamba hapa kuna jengo on daily basis in front of congregation.
Sasa ndio ninakwambia
wao kwa nini wasijenge hiyo Christmas tree kwa mamilioni na wao, kwa sababu who is auditing that? For instance, if I am asked the question, yeah? Who is auditing hiyo building inaenda hapo, ina cost pesa ngapi ya Mkenya na ni ya nini? Nani anauliza hiyo mijengo inaendelea hapo na hizo renovation, how does it cost? Na kama pengine iko surpass ya budget, vyombo husika vinavyohusiana na masuala hayo ya kutetea swala la Somalia vinafanya nini?
Sasa ndio nilikuwa nataka kujibu, kwa sababu hiyo swali kama hiyo ni ukweli, nakubaliana na wewe, wanaiga vile State House inafanya. Kwa kusema ukweli, wale watu wanafaa kuangalia hao jamaa ni wabunge wa National Assembly ambao ni ma-MP, na wameshindwa na ile kazi inafaa imewapeleka bunge. Wengi wao wameshindwa, hata si kushindwa, wengi wao wamelala na hiyo serikali na hao watu, kwa sababu hao wakishapatiwa pesa wamesha chiba, ni hivyo. Hawezi shinda wakiuliza maswali mingi. So ninafurahia sana kidogo nikiona Senate ikijaribu ku streamline counties kabisa, kwa sababu ninaona wanauliza maswali ambayo zinafaa. Na umeona mpaka kuna jamaa hapo chini, sijui kama ni jamaa lakini amekuandikia Karinda, my governor used industrial park money for Nduthi or boda rally. And wacha nikwambie, unajua Karinda mwenyewe ni nani? Kwa sababu huyu ni governor wa Embu na mwenyewe ameshika kitu gani kwenye hiyo chama yao. Yeye ndio chairperson wa UDA na UDA ndio chama ambayo inaongoza Kenya. So hakuna tofauti ya vile, ndio umekuja ukasema swali mzuri ama ukasema statement mzuri. Wanaiga state house kwa sababu hata ile chama yenyewe inaongoza pia inaongoza kwa hiyo ukora. Chama yenyewe ni ukora. Na ndio unaona mpaka unasikia mambo zingine zinafanyika kwa nini, kwa hata hizo forums wameenda ati sijui ni kufanya ati by elections za chama, unapata imejaa corruption kwa sababu wameiga mfano wa ule kiongozi wao, na hiyo kiongozi wao ni mwizi.
Na alafu sasa hivi hawa broad based government ya hawa ODM ya broad based government wanasema among those 10 point agenda, 1 ni ya kutetea pesa za ugaduzi, zifike bilioni 4, zifike milioni 4, sijaelewa hapo, zishuke haswa bilioni 4 na kitu, zishuke kwa county. Wao sasa wanasema katika mkataba ambao walisaini baina ya baba na kiongozi wa UDA ni kwamba miongoni ya pota jana ni kwamba huo mgao wa county uzidi pesa izidi kuletwa karibu na mwananchi, kwa sababu ndivyo wanavyotudanganya. Ikiwa hii tayari kidogo tu imefanywa haya, na hii nyingi kama hii imekosa matunzo, hii kidogo tu inafanywa sio kwa natija. Je, hiyo nyingi ambao wanaizungumzia ama ni kutudanganya tu, kutufumba macho tu na kutuuzia matumaini, lakini mwisho wa siku kama pengine utashuka huo mgao ni kujiongezea pia minofu? Si watueleze. Lakini
hakuna siku yoyote kutakuwa na oversight ya makaunti, kwa sababu wale watu wanafaa ku-oversight hiyo county. Bwana Msimamo, hata si senators kwanza, inafaa kuanza na wale MCA wamechaguliwa kwa hilo eneo, na wenyewe hao ma MCA wamechaguliwa kwa hiyo eneo, wengi wao hata wamerushwa kwa mfuko ya governor, kwa sababu hata mshahara ile wanalipwa iko tu. Lakini unajua sasa governor mwenyewe akikuja juu amechukua mabilioni za pesa, akuja wajaribu kuwaambia nitawahonga, hata msilete mswada wa kuanza kuchunguza mambo ya county, utapata wamenyamaza, kwa sababu hizo ni zile mambo tunapata zinaendelea kwa Senate. Hiyo mambo ingeanza kwanza kudiskasiwa kwa bunge la county, na ni very unfortunate kwa sababu tumetengeneza hizi bunge za kazi gani? Why do we have the county assembly? Ni za nini kama hizi issues haziwezi enda kuongelelewa huko? Afadhali ile wakati tu tulikuwa na makansula, tujue tu ni makansula wako tu hapo, hatuna magavana, tuko tu hivyo, kuliko tukue na manyumba vimetengenezwa vifahari. Naona wametengeneza viti wamekalia hapo, hata wengine unapata wamesinzia kwa county assembly, lakini zile vitu wanaongea ni upuzi mtupu. Hawaongei kuhusu zile vitu auoni mpaka wakiita mpaka huyo auditor general wa county kumuuliza maswali. Hawamuiti kwa bunge kumuuliza maswali. Speaker mwenyewe amelala kitanda moja na governor. Kwa hiyo pesa unasikia speaker mmoja wa county ametengenezewa nyumba, wanaenda kufanya housewarming, imetolewa na huyo governor. Utadhani hiyo speaker atatoa huyo governor? Hataweza kumtoa, watakuwa wamelala kwa kitanda moja kila wakati. Ndio nakwambia mimi
hapo umegonga ndipo kaka. Hapo umegonga ndipo ndugu yangu kabisa yani.
Na mimi sioni haja ya sisi. Mimi kitu moja nilikuwa nayo nilikuwa na matumaini mingi sana na hizi county. Lakini hizi county kile kimekuja kujulikana ni hizi county zimekuwa ndio shimo la pesa kupotelea. Si zote, kwa sababu kunazo zinafanya kazi brother Msimamo. Si zote. Kunazo pia unapata zinaibwa pesa kidogo, lakini mambo ile inafanywa kule ndani, inafanywa mambo unapata hiyo pesa inatumika. Na ni county kadhaa ukienda uangalie utaona maendeleo. Pia hii inakuja tu kwa swali moja Mzalendo Msimamo.
Umeona kuna fund fulani inaitwa CDF. Ukiangalia CDF kuna watu imesaidia na kuna wengine haijasaidia. So ukienda kuangalia juu matamshi ya mwisho ya baba yalikuwa ataki CDF. Unakumbuka hiyo ndio matamshi ya baba ya mwisho. Na saizi unapata akina babi wale wanasema ati ndio wanapigania baba ndio wako mstari wa mbele kusema tunataka kuleta CDF na kuiongezea pesa. Lakini ukiangalia kwa undani unapata kunao watu wanafanya unajua wale watu ninasema juu wamejulikana wako Kenya mzima wanajulikana wale watu wanafanya kazi na CDF. Lakini unapata kuna watu wengine brother msimamo hawajafanya kitu na hiyo CDF. Hawajafanya kitu chochote. Paka hizo basari za wapeani. So I think this needs good leadership. Kwa sababu mimi nimekuja hapa nikaambia Marco Bura, sisi kama wananchi pia tuko na makosa. Kitu ya kwanza ni kuna governor ambaye alinunua wheelbarrow za 1,150. Moja ilikuwa inatoka 1,150. Kuna governor ambaye alikuwa anatunua curtains za 1,300. Lakini hao magavana walirudishwa na wananchi. So ukiangalia kwa undani nani yako na shida? Ni wananchi wako na shida kiakili kweli ama ni governor? Kwa sababu huwezi rudisha mtu amenunua na mwingine anasikia amenunua mpaka kreti moja ya soda milioni. Ukiangalia watu pia unaona watu pia wako na upuzi fulani kwa sababu hii ni mambo yanafaa unamalizana na huyo mtu kabisa. Huyo jamaa walimtoa na baada ya kumtoa alienda akaandikwa akakuwa speaker wa Senate. Baadaye akakaa amerudi sasa kuwa governor. Huyo governor umesikia kwa hiyo county ndio anatununua mti ya Christmas. Kwanza ile kitu inanikasirisha zaidi ni hiyo Christmas tree iliwekwa wakati wa September. Hata si December. Hata walikuwa wanaulizwa kwa ni Christmas yenyu inakujaga September. So the evolution was supposed to change. Kwanza ingekuwa imebadilisha county mingi sana msimamo. Na nadhani kwanza kwa wale ingekuwa imeongoza kwa makaunti ambayo zingekuwa zimeongoza kwa sababu ile mgao inapewa Kwale na hizi eneo ziko na shida ya wacha tuseme ya kiweather ama nini zinapewa mgao mkubwa sana lakini hauoni hiyo pesa ikienda pahali.
Asante. Mimi sina ubaya na katiba yetu kutuba hii katiba mpya. Kitu ambacho kipo ni uongozi mbovu tuko nao. Wanakinzana haswa muongozo wa katiba dhidi ya ugatuzi. Yale yaliyoandikwa haswa ndani ya katiba kuhusiana na ugatuzi yangefuatwa kikamilifu, basi yule mlengo ambaye mwananchi angefikiwa kikamilifu. But kuna wale ambao wameikalia kwa ugatuzi unapelekwa vyenye ambavyo utafaidisha wachache, wengine waondokee tu kula makombo. Gazo wamenikosha hapa niliposema hata MCAs wetu wanachangia hili kwa sababu wako na bunge. Wana haki ya kudimandi hiyo pesa ambayo imekuja haswa ya mgao wa gatuzi. Basi kwa kila wadi naamini kwamba inatengewa miradi yake, hele inaenda kwa hiyo miradi haswa. Na mojawapo ya jukumu la MCA ni sasa kama vile mbunge tu kwenda kumwakilisha haswa. Na vile pia kwenda kumtetea yule ambaye anamwakilisha pale bunge la county. Kwa hiyo kwenda pale kinyamaza na kutosheka lilo pale kwamba ndio ameuza haswa jamii yake. Ndio hawa huja sasa kipindi cha mwisho kama hivi kuelekea wakati wa kura, watu wako busy, kila mradi unatengenezwa, kila mtu anafikiwa. Ili mradi pakipita hapa sasa watu wanarudi katika hali yao, wana miaka 3 kwanza ya kujiweka sawa. Ama miaka 4, miaka 2 ya mwisho sasa ndio pale tulipoonywa na mzee Uhuru. Akatuambia tuchunge, tusipate kwa 5 moja yako, 2 za huyu na moja ya mwananchi na 5 zangu. Wakati huo kama hiyo kauli tunaikumbuka vizuri. Nao amekuwa kikwazo pia na kisingizio kwamba wanamuingiza katika vita vyao vya ODM. Mambo Uhuru anahusika kwa njia moja ama nyingine. So for real mimi nahisi kuchanganyikiwa. katiba nani mwongozo wetu wa katiba yetu kuhusiana na devolution haina matatizo. Walio hapo wenye kukandamiza hii ni hawa viongozi, na bahati tunayo kwa sababu wamejikusanya sasa hivi sehemu moja. Wale walikuwa wanaandamana na baba, baada ya baba kuondoka, baada wasimame na legacy ya baba kwamba ni chama cha Wakenya wote, ni chama cha kitaifa, kimeregeshwa sasa ni chama cha wachache, na wamerejea katika huo msitu. So at least tuna bahati ya kuwaona peupe. Kwa hivyo dawa ni 2027 kama tutaafiki kama nchi kwamba tunahitaji mabadiliko, basi wakiona cha mtema kuni ili hizi vurugu na vitimbi, tuseme kwamba na sisi tuna nafasi kikatiba kwamba ndio kusema wacha tufanye yetu, ili mradi tu kuwe kuna fair game, kuna kiwanja cha kucheza vizuri, farii hata bahatisha huku na kule, tuende kwenye fair game, alafu tuone kwamba wananchi watareact namna gani, kwa sababu tunaelewa fika. Nimefuatilia mahojiano ya sehemu tofauti wote Turkana kuhusiana na haya mambo ambayo yamekuwa ya kutimuliwa Sifuna. Nimeangalia reactions za watu. Kati ya watu wawili ambao wanapongeza, basi nyuma yake kuna watu 4 5 ambao wameweza kuandamana na Sifuna. Kila mahali, even Kisumu kwenye haswa, kwa interview nimeangalia haswa kwa baadhi ya channel kama vile TV47 kuangalia ile reaction, wananchi wamechukuliaje. Wananchi wana say yao na hawa viongozi nao wana say yao. So nikimalizia hapa kwangu mimi na sasa hivi, this is the last message yangu, maana natimuliwa, ni kwamba Sifuna asibabaike. Kumpiga chura teki siku zote siko kumuua, ni bali ni kumuongezea mwendo, na Mungu ana sababu nyingi za kumtoa mtu mahali aswa, na mahali amemweka aswa. Asibabaike, aache hii ishaharibika. Hii ilikuwa ahadi ishapangwa, ishatimilika. Baba hatunaye na chama hatunacho, basi turidhike na hilo, maana hivyo vyote vile hataweza kukiunganisha kwa sababu huwezi shindana na ndevu kunya siku zote. Asante.
Okay. Thank you so much Msimamo. Thank you so much Joseph. Na I think sasa tutamaliza tu Joseph, unless kama kuna mambo ambayo bado unataka kuzungumzia, naweza tupea maoni yako ya mwisho.
Brother Marco Buda, asante sana kwa kutuhost leo kwa hii kipindi. Thank you so much, and thank you for the listeners who are listening to us in this program. It's always a pleasure to be together amongst Kenyans of like-minded. They have like-minded. They have like minds, and they always come here to engage us. I don't know if Brother Mike Guda did not come back. I was hoping he could come back so that he could answer me, but we are going to find each other tomorrow, God willing. But one thing you did not answer me, did you answer me about the big greatest football team in the world? That one you did not answer me. I hope you're going to answer.
Timu ni Manchester United. Hizo zingine ni mambo ingine, hatuwezi zungumzia.
Hizo zingine ni one time. So as we are winding up, I want to wish everybody a good night. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much. I now know. We are near each other. You are in Embu. I'm from in Kirinyaga, but I come from Nairobi, so my vote is in Nairobi. Mimi mwenyewe naenda kuwekea Sifuna. Mimi kura yangu moja ajue already yako nayo. Mimi hiyo sichezangi. Hiyo hata ni kitu, si ati ni saizi nimeanza kumpigia kura. Nimekuwa nikipigia kura from 20 I think he came for a senator in 2022. So, and I'll continue voting for him, because if there is one person who is eloquent in Nairobi politics, the only person remaining eloquent in Nairobi politics is Sifuna. I think the legs of Fanya Mambo, they are trying their best to come up, but Sifuna is a voice to reckon with. And that one is somebody even I very easily give my vote. If there's somebody I very easily give my vote, even without any conscience or I need to take my time to think about anything,
it's certainly Sifuna, and I hope the best also for Babu. I've never voted for him because he has been MP for Embakasi. I'm from Dagoretti South, so I'm hoping we are going to meet. We are going to meet with him as the governor of Nairobi, I'm certain. So I already know my 2 positions where they are, and my 3, because I know Kasongo, I'm not voting for him. So I know the 3 positions that I'm certainly going to put my vote. But all in all, I want to thank all the people who have been part of us, and I want to tell Gen Z, we need to pick the votes. We need to pick our identity cards. Let us pick our identity cards. Let's tutokee tuende to register to vote. Please, please, please. This country is yours. We need to forge together with you. Hakuna siku tutakushinda tukisemaga viongozi wa kesho. Marco Bura, tumeambiwa sisi ni viongozi wa kesho mpaka sijui hiyo kesho kama ilihama ikaenda sasa kwa mwezi ama ilienda Mars. Hata tumechoka sasa kuambia mambo ya viongozi wa kesho. Kama kuna wazee wako miaka 82 na bado ndio wanajifanya ndio makatibu wa vitu. I think hii ni wakati sasa vijana tuchukue uongozi wa nchi. And I'm pleading with the young people, let us come out and register as voters. So thank you, Marco Bura, for hosting us. Asante sana.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph, for as well finding time to be with us up to this time. Simamo, thank you so much. Miguda, thank you so much, and as well Brother Benson himself. Allow me to acknowledge is it MOU? Thank you so much for finding time to be with us. We really appreciate. Thank you for consistent interaction with us. Thank you so much, Praklit. Asante sana. Benjamin Ndakala, thank you so much. Good friend Shaima, thank you so much. Really appreciate. And Brenda Obedi, thank you so much. Wanjala Douglas, asante sana. Judith Karuitha, thank you so much. We really appreciate your support and your continued viewership. Austin, thank you so much, and everyone else who joined us. We really appreciate. I just want to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media, and over here we do say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, we request you to kindly like and subscribe to the channel, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. Allow me to just wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. We really appreciate your presence. May God bless you. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.